It's not selected. Can you hear me now? Should be fine, I think. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me. Let me check up myself. Yeah, I think it should work fine now. It's not selected. Can you hear me now? Should be fine, I think. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me. Let me check up myself. Yeah, I think it should work fine now. Okay, awesome. Okay, one second. I still need to fix one more thing. Why is streaming always this stuff, man? Let me know if you can hear me. Nothing works straight up out of the box. You have to fix one thing or the other. So I think the problem here is, yes, this guy. I need to enable this guy. I think it should work fine now. Yes, we're good. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna go to YouTube and talk about what's going on in the stream for real now. Yeah, so I'm doing another live stream where I'm gonna be building stuff this weekend. This one is kind of like different from the rest because I'm not starting from scratch. I already worked on this a bit. I started working on it like 24 hours ago, sometime yesterday, and I've made some significant progress. But yeah, so I'm going to try to show where the idea came from. There's a challenge. I'm part of a build community called Build Space. Anybody that's familiar with that community would probably know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to try to trace the particular tweet. Yes, and show you. So there's a challenge, and basically the challenge requires you to build a Figma plugin. If you're familiar, most recently, like you've seen the whole hype of I mean, not hype. I like to use that word, but I don't mean hype in a derogatory sense. But you've seen the whole thing of like AI generated images, right? And you've probably played with one or two tools. There's DALL-E, there's I think there's a Discord bot called Midnight Journey and all of that. So but a lot of this is most recently, lots of people have been playing around with stable diffusion. I can't say I know so much about technical details, which makes this even more fun, or made this even more fun, because I was like, okay, let me understand what stable diffusion is. How does it work? To some degree, I mean, not dive into every detail of it, but like at least understand what's going on and be able to build stuff on top of it. So, wow, I'm sharing my DMs. That's so interesting. Yeah, rookie streamer, clearly, but okay, it's not showing. Awesome. But yeah, so there was a challenge to do that. I'm going to share my screen in a bit. I'll switch to screen sharing mode. And I'm going to show you the tweets I basically stumbled on yesterday that led to me building this. So Faza is the founder of Build Space, rather. And this was the challenge. So the challenge is one for someone $10,000 to build a Figma plugin that can generate assets right in Figma with stable diffusion. I think it will be a massive product and would be happy to help you get your first paying customers. If you want to give this a shot, DM me, I'll send you an invite and all that. Yeah, so there was a mock-up of what it could potentially look like, very simplistic, powered by stable diffusion. You can enter some prompts and then generate images. That was the idea for that one. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I saw this and I'm like, hey, I could build this very well. I've always wanted to build a Figma plugin also because, like, yeah, I just feel like I can, and I feel like it would be a cool challenge. So I've wanted to find like the right idea and not just build some random utility tool that would not be that useful. I wanted something high impact if I was ever going to do this. So this felt like a good opportunity to do it. The $10,000 is also a good motivation, if we're being honest. I'm not crazy about that part again either, because like, yeah, I just want to build. I'm that guy. I've been building for weeks now. Without $10,000 I still would do it. But yeah, this is a good opportunity to explore this. So I set out to do that. So Figma, yeah, let me see. So if you're a designer, you're probably very familiar with Figma. If you're not, you're probably familiar with working with designers who use Figma or something. But Figma is basically a design tool mostly for UI UX, but I've seen a lot of people do like very interesting, crazy things with it. So the idea is to build a plugin that can be used within this tool to do some extra stuff. A good example, and I'm going to show you a bunch of plugins that exist. I have a bunch of plugins on my Figma. One of my favorite plugins is feather icons. So I use feather icons a lot because when I'm designing, I need icons. And so a modal just pops up and I'm able to quickly click on any icon I need and have that icon show up on my board. And now I could do whatever I want with this icon. So the idea here is similar. We want to build something that would pop up in a similar way, and people could enter a prompt to generate images for their designs. Because again, this is a very huge opportunity. When you think about it, lots of designers need images, and if you it's a familiar troll in like the design community that everybody's using the same images. It's like there's this particular set of people that I have seen so many times in my life that I'm tired. They're like on everybody's website or design, or mockups basically. So the idea is with this tool, you should be able to generate more unique images without having to hire a photographer to shoot them. To be fair, I don't think this eliminates the need of a photographer, because there's certain things that a photographer will still do better, especially when you want to work with them and communicate your ideas to the smallest detail. However, this would serve a whole lot of marketers, designers, and so on, who just need a static asset for maybe their PowerPoint presentation, their ads, their whatever thing they're creating, and just need to put a good image in there. So I already started working on this, and I'm going to show you what I have so far. After which I will walk through some of the technical details. I'm not diving in too much. This is supposed to be a build stream, so I'm not going to talk much, but I will describe what's going on and then continue the build live, and you just see me do that, basically. So I'll go to plugins, and you see it's currently in development, and the name of plugin is Stable Pixel AI. So there's 3 sections on this. There's the prompt section, which is where you get to enter whatever prompt for the image you want to generate. There's a gallery, which shows you images other people have generated and the prompts that generated it. So the idea here is sometimes you may want to generate a similar image. You can tell what prompt created it. You can copy that prompt and then you can use it for yours, but tweak it a bit so that it generates your own thing. To be fair, even the same prompt run over and over tends to generate different images. So there's not like an issue there with or copying or whatever. The prompt is just an idea, because some people would want to talk about maybe a road and then generate a road, and somebody else will generate a pathway. But the more you get like used to what terms or languages work, the better you can generate the images you need, or understand like how to communicate with the plugin or the software. Now, so there's a gallery basically where you can do all of this. So you have the option to click this and add to your feed, to your design board, right? You know what? I'm just going to create a new board so I don't mess things up in here. So let's go to a new board, stream board, right? So I can basically click this and add it to my board. So let's say I was making a website. So go to frame, create like just a mini frame, and let's say I needed some images in my design. I can easily add an image and I'm done. So I can go through like the gallery of all the images people have created and I can use any of them. You can even, I created this yesterday, Photoshop of a new iPhone, plain yellow background, all of that, and it did. Try to do some cool lighting thing with it as well. May not be the best of the best, but you can make more iterations and probably get to what you want. But yeah, so this is what you can do. You can also copy people's prompts and use that for yourself. Smaller about section. Stable Pixel is an AI design assistant focused on reducing the tedium of creating quality assets for your design projects. It is made with my sweat and blood. Okay, so let's try the prompts. That's the cool part. That's where the main magic is. I've been stalling on that shit. So we're going to create something. I don't know. If you have any idea and you want to give me a prompt, just drop it and I'll try it and we can see what it generates. But I'm going to try a prompt of, let's say, a black model in high heels on a sunny day. Let's see what that looks like. Let's see. I want to play around with making this futuristic. I also want this to be high quality / 4K. So let's just say 4K. And let's generate. So it takes a while because obviously I'm going to work on the UX of this also, because I want the the interaction to be more interesting. Like seeing a spinner and just waiting isn't like that fun. Typically, it might be fun to show you something, like give you some interesting thing that just engages you while this goes on, because it takes quite a while sometimes. Um, but yeah, while that is generating, this is also actually on the technical side. This is also another problem I need to fix, because it takes time sometimes for the server or whatever it is to start up. Um, yeah, and then anyway, we'll get back to this. I'm not sure why she has three legs. This is the thing, right? Anyway, but yeah, it's hit or miss sometimes. It's not 100% accurate. Sometimes it gets within the ballpark, and then you can fine tune your instructions to get closer to what you want. So we're gonna do that, but yeah. So sometimes it takes time to start up because it's asleep. I need to fix. I mean, I can't fix that. That's inevitable. That's the more efficient way to run this. But I'm gonna figure out a way to at least make it more, yeah, make the weights not that boring or annoying. Anyway, so our black model currently has three leg. AI is messing us up right now. She's a three-legged black model. Now we're going to try to make this better, because I don't like this, obviously. And so let's see what better prompts can we do. Let's say a black model. Oh, I didn't say she's female, first of all. So let's try a female black model in heels. Let's put some prompt about her face, which means smiling, so that we're sure that it would try to fix that part, because obviously, so now we're telling it she's smiling, so it will try to do. So this is interesting, because you have to be try to be smart about it. So first of all, I said smiling, so there's a cue there that, okay, obviously I want to see her face because she's smiling, but at the same time I've also said heels, so I want to see her legs. So this is my attempt to force it to give me a full shot of the person. So a black female model, a female black model works, smiling in high heels on a sunny day, futuristic 4K. Let's try it out. Okay. This is still not great, because now we're getting legs, we're not getting a lot of heels, and we're not getting a lot of face. Wait, actually, we might be getting a lot of heels and face. Let's see if this is my fault. Okay, it's not. Yeah, I just wanted to be sure. This is not what we need. This is not it. Definitely not. Let's see. Let's do this again. So I said a female black mid smiling in heels. Smiling and walking. Don't show me. I want someone smiling and walking a full shot on a sunny day. This is tough. But it's fun also. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. My problem with this is I'm not sure what smile this is. Now you can clearly see the image is distorted because this is AI. But again, the cool thing about it is we have the base thing working. That's what we're sure of. What I'm going to do over time is try to make this better by, one, making sure we get more accurate answers. That would require me to probably dive more into the machine learning side of things and see, is there a way to explicitly train this to be better, not just like improve whatever you have. Or does it, I think it also gets better over time through usage. So the more people that use this, the more the more accurate it will probably get. So right now, I think I'm the only one that's used this, and I've generated, say, 20 images so far. I'm guessing it should get, I don't know. We're going to figure it out. But if there's some way to provide like a cue or some sort of like response saying this is good, this is accurate, this is not, and train it over time, then we can get better at this. But clearly it's not giving us the right thing for this prompt. So let's try something entirely different. Let's try something that's an inanimate object. Let's say a sports sports car is pretty common. That can be difficult to create. What do we do? What do we do? Okay, let's just go with sports car. My head is, I'm blanking a bit. A sports, let's be specific. A yellow sports car with, okay, let's make this interesting. Let's give the car a body paint with, what kind of body paints do we want? Okay, a cat on the moon. Fair one. Let's try that. I like it. Please give me a good cat on the moon. Cats deserve better. Where is the cat? Let's do it again. A cat. Yeah, I mean, cat is cat. I don't think there's two types of. There's some other thing for cats. An astronaut cat on the moon. Fair enough. We'll try that after this first one. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Let's go again. An astronaut cat on the moon. Aha. Well, I don't see the cat, so I'm going to try this again. I'm going to regenerate this because, yeah, I got the astronaut, I got the moon. You just didn't get the cat. So we're going to go again. Still not a cat. I want this again. So the idea with this, actually, like I said earlier, I'm going to build this UI. I'm going to fine tune the UX of this part so that you understand the regeneration aspect of this. This is not bad, but this is not clearly a moon either. So let's add this to our board first of all as one of our options. But let's keep going. What will make it easier to get this? Oh, my camera is failing me. But that's cool. I could continue without a camera. This is not about my face, to be honest. 1 second. My camera is overheating. I haven't even streamed for that long, to be honest. So let's keep going. Okay, so we're still getting the astronaut, we're getting the moon. It's not blending both ideas well together. So I'm going to regenerate 3 more times. And if we don't get anything, I'm going to change the prompt to try to be more specific, although I'm not sure what to put. This doesn't look like an astronaut, does it? It's confused a bit. So parts of it look like the clothing of an astronaut. Some other parts don't. It's just a cat. But the cool thing about this is also that all of these generations, everything you've seen so far, they're all like custom images. So it's not like you use, if you use any of this ever, you don't get to go somewhere else and see exactly the same thing. Somebody like all of you using the same image. So I like the uniqueness to this, but there's probably also an art to entering the right prompts and just regenerating till you get the right thing you want, being as specific as possible. Okay, so we're not getting this. One more, and then I'm gonna play around with the prompt. Astronaut cat. Okay, so let's remove the moon. Let's do this incrementally. A cat in an astronaut's suit. Let's try that first. Now we're talking. We're getting there. This is not, I don't know that this looks more like those hazard suits, if that's what they're called, than an astronaut. So I'm gonna try again. Now we're talking. That's a cat right there. And interestingly, even without the moon prompt, I think we still have, that's not the moon though, that's like Earth, but we still have some sense of like the original thing we wanted in this. I like this one particularly, to be fair. I like this one, and I like this one. Now let's add on the moon. Let's see if this will be fun. Oh, I even forgot to share the link to this on my Twitter thread. 1 second. So, um, yeah, for those who are interested in being here, I like this one. Doop, doop, doop. What's going on? Can't type again. Okay, here we go. Back to work. Let's get back to work. Okay, so it's more accurate now. The cat is there. The distance doesn't, like, because of how far the cat is placed, it's difficult to even tell that it is or isn't wearing the suit. It's sort of distorted. Let's do this again. Whew, that's definitely not a cat. Uh, yeah, that's something. I don't know how accurate that is. What is it? Is the cat buried on the ground? What's going on? Well, clearly this prompt is also confusing this guy. I mean, to some degree, it already tried. This is a nice image. I like this image. Um, I think so far we have these are probably our best three in the board. Um, this is definitely a miss. She broke at it. She's actually a doll, not even a human. Um, yeah, the others are distorted. I'm gonna try something else. Um, let's say I was designing um something for YouTubers. I was designing a YouTuber poster. Um, oh yeah, I also forgot to share this somewhere. 1 second. I always, yeah, the others are distorted. I'm gonna try something else. Let's say I was designing um something for YouTubers. I was designing. So, let's see. Let's try something. An inanimate object, right? So we're gonna do photo shoot, or let's say a shot of a of an energy drink. Let's play with this. Photograph. No. Cinematic shot of an energy drink. Um. On a plain gray background, light gray. Doop, doop, doo, doo, doo. Okay, we got something. Uh, hmm. Hmm. Mm-mm. Well, it did do it right. I like the lighting. I like the shade, shadow rather. My brain is seasoned. I like the shadow on this. The can is distorted. I guess it's confused about the brand name, and so he decided to just like scribble shit and compress it. So that's the brand. Um, I would probably not drink this in real life by virtue of that. But this is pretty accurate for the prompts given, if we're being honest. This is one of those relatively accurate ones. Um, my only issue is the cans distortion. I'll try it one more time, maybe two more times to see what happens. Wow. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. I like this. I do. Um, a realistic photograph of a young black woman with blue eyes and blonde hair. There's nothing realistic about that photograph. I don't think I've ever seen a black woman with blue eyes and blonde hair, but we'll do it. We'll do it. That's great. We'll do it. But yeah, I love this image. This is good. My only issue with it will also be we didn't give it a brand, so he decided to brand the thing however I liked. In this case, I like the branding though. Like this is not ugly. I could definitely do with this. So I'm gonna create a board of my best generations so far, the best things that have been created. Let's go for a Figma MacBook screen. Let's stretch that a bit. So we have this guy. This is not bad. Where's the other guy? We have the cats. We have two cats. And we have you. To be fair, I think I like the size of this. So I'm just gonna apply the size of this to no, don't change the image, thanks. Let's do a 463 on all of them. And just do the same thing here. And we'll just select everything and we'll make a grid, fine grid, we'll align them to the middle and we'll just drag them in. We'll make this smaller a bit so it can fit in. Voila, grid is ready. Anyway, so let's keep going. I'm gonna go with the next prompt you just gave. A realistic photograph of a young black woman with blue eyes and blonde hair is probably gonna be a tough one to get, but there's nothing realistic about that. But let's see. I'm still trying. Sorry, my camera is like overheating. I might just switch to my laptop cam. Not that that looks very good, but who cares? It's not okay. What do you think? What's your rating of this? She looks like something out of some Marvel movie, like some superhero thing is going on here. What is your? I should probably keep. Okay, I already have them. I'm storing them so I can reference them later, because I will want to share this eventually. Yeah. So what's your take on this? Is this good? Is this accurate? Let me know. Not bad, right? I think so. Not bad at all. I'm gonna do it again. Regenerate. Let's try again. Okay. Are you seeing this? Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to see if I can switch to my MacBook cam instead. A hamburger in the shape of a wow. Wow. You're not joking. You're not here for jokes at all. Hamburger in the shape of a Rubik's Cube. That's crazy. I don't even think that. Okay, we'll do it anyway. That's what you want. Okay. Successfully switched to my MacBook. I'm just gonna make myself small on the corner here. Need to be sure that that's showing up properly in 1 second. That's what you want. What's it like? I dragged it to the corner and made it small. Shouldn't be covering the screen. Awesome, beautiful, like it. Corner here. Okay, so let's head back. Let's have some more fun. This is not bad. Is it the same girl? That would be funny. Is it the same girl? Not really. I find it very funny though that it decided to introduce blue into the hair just to match the eyes. It did the same thing in the first one. It gave her like the clothing is blue to match the eyes. In the next one, the hair has a tone of blue underneath. That's funny. Okay, next one we're doing. I'm gonna do a few more and then get back to building. This is just like to show the practicality of this and also have some fun before the technical shit comes. That doesn't look like a Rubik's cube to me. That is still a hamburger. Let's try this again. No, it instead of doing it, it's putting the hamburger inside Rubik's cubes. What is going on here? No, this is not it. Okay, so I know what I'm going to try. Let's switch the statement. Might be confusing. So let's say a cube shaped hamburger. Let's start with that. A cube shaped hamburger, and then we introduce the Rubik's cube at some point. But let's see what this does. Let us see. That's not a cube. I mean, that's not a terrible hamburger for visual purposes. Looks like an exaggerated hamburger, but like it can go. It can. Yeah, let's go again. What a cube! This is not a cube. I mean, to be fair, you try. It's doing something. I can see. I can see what you're thinking. But let's try again. Yes, now we're talking. Now we're getting somewhere. What do you think about this one? Now we're getting somewhere. No. This is fine. This is a Rubik's cube shaped hamburger. I'm going to regenerate and see what like the next one looks like. Actually, this is good. This is much better. Really close. Yeah. Let's try again. Let's see what it will do. Uh, this is wild. This one put together like several Rubik's cube. This thing is creative. What are we saying? I don't think I would have even had the idea. Like if you told me to do a Rubik's cube shaped hamburger, I would have done. Yeah, I would have thought of something like the first one, but I probably would not have thought of this. Like this is a combination of several Rubik's cube. Not like this is. They're not really cubes for some of them. Like the one in the middle, some of them are like triangular things, but it goes right. At least it's creative and it's trying to put together many to even make more interesting stuff. I'm going to do it one more time. It's the last one on this prompt. I'm going to do one more prompt as well. Not really, but nice attempt. Nice attempt. Okay. One more thing. Let's do something we've not done. We've done objects. We've done people. Done drinks. Not done. Okay, hamburger is food. We've done food. What do we do? Let's do weather. Let's do weather. Let's say, can we add professional food photography? Okay, what should the prompt be? Um, okay, let's just put it like that. Let's see what difference that makes. Communicating with this thing is also literally like it's a thing to learn. Like you need to get better at using the right prompts. Like, is this professional? Let's see. Well, it's in a plate. To some degree, this is something. Let's just regenerate. I don't know my comments on this. It's one of those type of things that you see and you know you don't like it, definitely. But okay, okay. Okay, this is something. One more. I think I want to really try this thing on weather elements as well. Yeah, I like this one. Now we're talking. The bottom is not like a Rubik's cube. The bottom, it doesn't look like a cube, but at least I respect this attempt. I think I do. Yeah, interesting, right? Interesting. Okay, I want to try weather elements. Like a stormy thing, or let's say, um, whistling. Let's pick a specific place. Or let's use it then. Let's say Eiffel Tower. I don't know the spelling of Eiffel. Is that it? Is that it? I fell. It's double F. Double F. I think it's double F. Yes, it's double F. Okay, so we're gonna try rainy. Shot. Aerial shot. What would like an aerial shot? Okay, let's just go. Aerial shot. Is this the spelling of aerial? I think it's al. Aerial shot of the Eiffel Tower on a rainy day. Make it futuristic. Make it futuristic. Lots of detail. I want to see high let's say use vibrant colors where possible. I don't know what you have in mind, but do it. Thunder and lightning. I want to see some storm. So let's put some storm. And let's see. Well, it is the Eiffel Tower. I see something that's meant to be rain. I'm unimpressed. Let's see, what were the prompts? Rainy day. Storm. I don't see no storm. So let's say thunderstorm. It's something. It's not terrible, I guess. Also not terrible, but it's struggling with representing the idea of a storm. It's doing some rain. I can see the raininess. It's not as vivid. I wanted like high quality rain, like probably with some emphasis on the droplets in some way. But the skies are there. This thunderstorm is definitely not there. Can we introduce a description to the image with a comma instead of making a whole sentence with it? So Dracula standing next to the Eiffel Tower, black and white. Yes, definitely. Definitely. Actually, ideally, this should be the right way. You should use commas. I tried to do that on this one. I don't think I did that on the rest. Black and white photography. So let's try this. Dracula. Dracula. Is this Dracula? I don't know, but let's try again. I'm not sure this is the Dracula I remember. Okay. What do you think of this? Is this the Dracula you were expecting? Because I don't even know if I know what Dracula looks like anymore. I wasn't expecting any of this. Why the guy so long, man? Um, See me being a long human being talking about it. I mean, I'm not as tall as this, so fair enough. Who is the Dracula here? The guy on white or their faces are so distorted. It's annoying. I think there's some work for me to do here. So there's parameters you can pass to the engine to vary the level of detail, attention to the props, how much it can play around with like um, related themes and concepts. Because so you can make it very strict, like do exactly what I say, and you can make it say, hey, do what I say, but like have fun while at it. So I think I need to make those I need to do those things. I think what I'll also do, that's a feature thing. In fact, I'll get to that soon. But another feature that should come in here somewhere is being able to manually make those modulations. Like you should be able to say, oh, be very strict with this prompt or not. You should be able to say how large, like the size of image you want and all that stuff. That's more long term. But right now, I'll just like start off with basic stuff and then build up into that. Um, but yeah, we're making great progress. Okay. So let's say Dracula on a cape because he should have a cape. I remember. That's why I was wondering if I've forgotten what I watched. Dracula in a cape, not on a cape. Um, but I hope he gets it. Well, that's a cape. We don't know if it's Dracula. That could as well be the president. But let's keep going. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Now you decided to trade with Dracula. It's too annoying. uh, hmm. Well, clearly not doing this right. Actually, let's play around with more animated themes. I've no That's something I want to try. Like, we didn't know about cartoons and be able to respond accordingly. So let's say, um, what are we gonna say here? Let's say, um,
An essay is generally a piece of writing that
I,
gives
I didn't ask you. Naruto fighting with Avatar Young. Is it Ang? AAANG. Avatar Ang. Is that it? Yes, it is. So let's have Naruto fight with Superman in where did they do this fight? America. Let's see. So this is interesting. I want to see what components would he introduce to the image to indicate America. I know the one I'm expecting. If he doesn't do that, then that would be very interesting. But let's see. Let's make this futuristic comic style. Um, a samurai. Okay, this guy, this guy, a samurai cat riding a horse on Mars. You didn't get your astronaut cat. I wonder if it will get samurai cat. But this is not bad. Listen, I think there's something to my configuration that keeps making it like mess faces up, or maybe this is just something people are it commonly does. But I would look at that. But so who is Naruto? The problem is we have two images. This is Naruto in Superman's clothing, or is Superman wrapping him? I don't know what's going on there. But the one on the shows clearly Naruto. I don't know why they swapped. and give Naruto blue hair because Superman wears a blue cape. So I think it mixes up some things sometimes, which is interesting. But there's no element of my America, and I was looking out for that. That was specifically something I was interested in seeing. What would America be? Um, yep, yep. The distorted face is very, very. It's a thing. I want to be sure that this is not me, or this is not from me, because it's actually getting everything else. But I suspect that there's some parameters I've passed, and I can show some of how that works. Let's see. Stable, diffusion, GitHub. I don't know if I'll be able to find this stuff right now, but let's try. Stable diffusion. So apparently, when you're using this model, there's some parameters you could pass for the generation. Um, yeah, these are cool things that have been generated, so it can. It's capable. We just need to get better at communicating. Um, yeah, these are really nice images to some degree. Where do I see the parameters? I know you can tell it bits blah blah blah. These are in diffusers. I don't know. I'm not looking for all this detail. Yes. So you can tell it guidance scale. You can pass a guidance scale. You can pass a generator. I think when you pass a generator, I'm not sure. I'll need to look into this. But you can pass a number of things. So you give it the prompt. You can give it a guidance scale. The guidance scale goes from I think 0 to 15. If I'm not very sure, but I think I saw that somewhere. You can give it the number of inference steps. So I'm going to study these parameters and understand what they mean and make it more useful. I suspect that if I can fine tune these parameters to give it the right values, it will play with some things less and play with other things more, and then like we can be able to get something more specific. But yeah, right now it's the major failure is fucking up with the faces. It got the comic style very well. To some degree, got the Naruto and Superman reference quite well. The distortion is what's annoying. You know what? I'm gonna open up my API right now and make some real time tweaks, but that might take a while to even understand what we're tweaking, or what means what. Maybe not. Let me know. Okay, let's go to the app and see. I think the generate prompt passes that up to app, and yeah, so I have my guidance scale currently on 10, and the number of inputs is 4. Number of exports I'm expecting is 4. For some reason I'm not getting that. I need to figure out why this is not working. But guidance scale is currently this. Let's pass I need to know what that means though. I can't just pass what I don't know, but maybe when I pass it I will understand it. So there's no harm in passing whatever I feel like passing right now. Number of inference steps, I think it was. Right. Num underscore inference underscore steps. Where I saw this thing just now. Where did it go? Guidance scale 7.5. I have guidance scale at 10. I'll drop it to 7.5 and see if that makes a difference. And then number of inference steps to 15. Let's see what this does. I can't even tell if you're supposed to pass it to 15 as a string or as a number, but a number should work, I think. Let's restart this guy. At least there's lots of stuff in my gallery now, so that's cool. And I can see all the prompts that generated them, so I like that part. Let's see. What did we say we should search? It was Naruto. The last prompt was what? Naruto and this guy and Superman something. Where is it? There you are. I need to fix this because when you click this, yeah, I need to prevent event propagation on that. It's not that crazy to do. Okay, Naruto fighting with Superman in America. Let's say America, futuristic comic style. There's no element of America whatsoever. It's so funny. Like it just okay. Wait, am I the one saying this wrong? Should we be saying United States in the United States of America? Maybe because yes, comic style is fine. Now the image, the faces are even worse. Um, there's something about these faces that are irritating me. I don't know if that's normal, but I'm having some weirdness on my skin, like I'm developing goosebumps, which is weird. I have that reaction. I don't know if this is a common thing, um, but I have that reaction to holes also when I see things that are extremely perforated or like it just gives me the weirdness. Um, yeah, what element was I expecting to see? I was expecting at least either a flag or the thing in America that holds that thing. What's that thing called? America. Oh, somebody's suggesting. Let me see. Barnabas, take out the comic style. Fair enough. Let's try that. Take out the comic style. Uh, I don't think it will. It will. Yeah, the Statue of Liberty. Thank you. My brain is skipping. So I expected it at one of those things at least. But let's remove a couple of things. So we've removed that. Let's remove futuristic. So let's say Naruto fighting with Superman in front of the Statue of Liberty. In front of the Statue of Liberty. Okay. We're gonna have to do that again. This one is a total miss. It's 12:15. I'm gonna start building in a bit. This will be the last one I experiment with. Apparently, for some reason, Superman. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Superman has the head tag of like Naruto. He didn't leave Kini. I mean, the symbol is not there, but like he has the head tag. But he's still wearing Superman. But now it looks like Naruto. So this is probably Naruto in Superman's clothes. He left his own clothes in the air. Okay. So the last one we're going to do is this. I'm going to get back to building immediately after this last one. I'll take a short break. I need to answer a call and then we'll get back to building. Start SpongeBob SquarePants as the Statue of Liberty. SpongeBob SquarePants. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. What's this? What is this, man? I'm going to generate three. Let's see. Best of three. Best of three. Let's see. I don't know what this is, but that's the second one. And then one more. Wow. Wow. It's an absolute wow. Well, you have it. There you go. You have SpongeBob SquarePants as the Statue of Liberty. Not sure any of this really hit the mark. Well, there's this Statue of Liberty thing here. It's comic. I like that I could tell also that. So one good thing here is like it's able to make good inferences from, oh, this is a cartoon, so let me do this in the style of a cartoon. It did that for Naruto. Even when I removed like the comic style and all that, it still stuck to like, oh yeah, this is a cartoon. I know what you're talking about. The type thing. Here it's trying to do the same with Statue of Liberty and make it cartoony and like still blend the idea somehow. This one is funny because the Statue of Liberty is right there, right behind, distorted behind the guy while the guy is like doing his own thing. But yeah, that's all. we're gonna get back into the code. Before I get back, I'm gonna take a break. But before I go on the break, I'm gonna take like a 5 minute break. It's not a long break. I'll be back almost immediately. I need to just take a call, get some water also. The I'm gonna do a technical run through of what's going on here. So basically, Figma has like provisions for you building custom plugins. All of that documentation is here. Build Figma plugin. This is literally all I did. So I'm doing this to show you what I did, because also, like, for any engineer on the stream, it's like you can do this easily. I'd never built a plugin before yesterday. I just Googled this and it took me straight here. Guide plugin API, and it tells you how to set up your stuff, and all things you need to do to run TypeScript and all that. But as soon as I did this, I went through all of it, and then I became comfortable. I played around. I built something first, and then I decided I want to build this in React, right? And transpile my code, compile my code, and then like put the manifest and all of that in there. So I switched to a React starter. I used my React starter to build this instead of like this. I'll share the React starter. There's somewhere online. I got it from somewhere, but I'll document all these things and make it better. But so you can build this plugin, and then you can use the plugin to. Oh, that's Sam. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, so you can build plugins, and so I'm using React currently. Typically, the default is to works with like TypeScript, JS, it will transpile. There's an index.html and all that. But right now, my own version is in React because I like React and I move way faster with it. So I've built so many things. I already have like code in place. But simply put, I don't even know what to dive into. I'm just going to explain the technical part. First thing is, how did I get Stable Diffusion running? Because Stable Diffusion isn't that smooth to get running by yourself. I mean, it's easy, but it's not easy at the same time. So I didn't even bother with that part, because with the challenge, part of the challenge instructions were, okay, not in here. I'm in the private community where this started. And so part of the instructions were you don't have to build that part. So there's something called Banana Dev. This is free promo for them, but basically allows you ship ML to prod instantly. So it's a scalable inference hosting for your machine learning models and blah, 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 blah. So basically they will host they host machine learning models for you and allow you to interact with them via APIs. Simple. There's more to it probably, but that's the part I need. So what I did was deploy the model for Stable Diffusion on Banana Dev. They have a template like a starter, and so that's pretty smooth. And then I built an API using Next.js. So it's a very simple thing, just one endpoint basically. Let me see if I can drag that into the stream. Yeah, so my Next.js API, I have just one endpoint basically, and this is all it does. I have a handler that gets a post request. Please don't, okay, you can't even spam my endpoint, you don't know the URL, but I'm going to secure the endpoint. So yeah, I built this endpoint that basically takes a bunch of parameters, the model parameters provided as the body, and then uses Banana to process this. It calls on Banana, which runs with the model basically. API key, model key, and parameters are passed. And then when any response is created, I save it to Firebase as part of the gallery so that future reference can be made to like all the things that have been generated and all that. So this is the simple part. The rest of it is simply just a plugin. For the plugin, on the plugin side of things, let me get that out of the screen first. On the plugin side of things, simple React. I mean, I keep saying simple. I should stop doing that because it's not that simple, but it's simple at the same time. But so it's React. I'm just using React here. I have like basically a tab, bunch of tabs, 3 tabs. You can see from here. I have a prompt, I have a gallery, I have an about, and each of them just render various sections of the app, like you can see. So there's the gallery, which shows all the images, and there's about, which shows this, and then there's a prompt, which shows this. Now, the main part of the logic that has to do with the plugin, apart from the UI, is this part where you have like the Figma controller, which actually controls the plugin, runs the plugin. And so in here, I have a bunch of things. I have, I don't think I made use of this anymore. I don't think I'm making use of this anymore. Let's move on. So basically, this shows the UI on Figma when you trigger like your when the plugin gets triggered, right, from the Figma app. And then I have a bunch of like just cases handling methods here. So from the UI, the way this works is there's the Figma plugin and then there's your UI, and then you can send messages back and forth to communicate with each other. You can pass data back and forth. There's an API for that. So what this is doing is when I send a message from the UI, which we were using just now, to the Figma plugin side of things, it would check what type of message it is. So this is an add image to board message, and so it will be able to process that by doing this. Creates a node, sizes it to 800 by 800, fills it with the image, and then renders it to the board. After rendering it, it will scroll into the viewport and zoom. That's why you notice every time I create an image, it would focus on the image, right? It would zoom. But yeah. And then we have cancel, which basically closes the plugin. That's all that's happening here, nothing magical. Let me see if there's any other aspect of this I really should talk about. This is just a base 64, but well, so I'll explain that. But it's not, I didn't even write that code, so it's not nothing magical either from me. But on this side of things, I just created some utility objects. This is obvious. I'm just checking this if an object is empty. But this one, because like the images that are generated by Stable Diffusion are generated in base 64, right? But then Figma, on Figma, when you go to the documentation, Figma works with a different format. Let me remember. I think it's uint something. Just 1 second. Should be something about working with images. Figma plugin creates image. Let's see if that takes me to what I'm looking for. Right there. So it expects a uint 8 array. What does this mean? Unsigned integer. I should know that, but yeah, I didn't. So yeah, this is the format it expects. So basically, I have to pass that base 64 to this format, and so I went online, did some search about how to do that, and eventually came up with that library I'm using there. I saw someone's snippet of code and adapted it for this. So there's a base 64 thing basically that allows you to run a bunch of methods. Like you can decode an array buffer, you can remove padding characters and all of that stuff. You can decode. I think it's an encode. Okay, that's not an encode, but yeah. So I'm basically just using that. When the image comes in base 64, I call this to pass it to the required format before sending it to Figma. So you would see that somewhere in the app where I'm doing basically this right here. So this is how you send messages. I showed you there. Remember, Figma is waiting for listening on messages from the UI. So from here, I just send messages by saying parent.post message, plugin message, and I'm able to specify the type of message. And then any other data can be passed along with this object. Sort of like how Redux works, if you're familiar with Redux. But yeah, so this part goes in. I feel like I'm mumbling at this point. And most people don't understand this or care about this, but yeah. I'm passing the image, converting it here, and then sending it back to sending it to Figma, and then Figma does its thing and shows it on screen. That's all I've built so far. Before I go on the 5-minute break, let's head over to Notion and create an action plan for when I come back. So let's see, what are we building? Build week of today. What are we building? Figma stable pixels. Let's just use the name. Eventually, I feel like this is something I could also improve in a lot of ways. I've thought about like a number of ways to make this better, just beyond the user experience and all that. I could also expand this to be a full-on AI assistant. Secure building for NW Quest. Yes, I am. I shared that earlier. Nights and weekends. So apparently that's the name of this thing. The community where this challenge was created is called Build Space Nights and Weekend, if I remember correctly. But yeah. Sorry, 1 sec. Okay, so I was saying the ideas for what this would become is I'm hoping to build this into like a full-on AI design assistant. I think I stated that here. A design assistant that is just focused on doing. It's not going to replace the designer. Obviously, we're saying that I cannot even get a face right, at least right now. But yeah, it's going to be a good assistant for when you want to generate certain assets. Eventually, I'm looking to move beyond even just like um, images and move into icons and all of that stuff, and also even support more platforms. So right now, this is simply a Figma plugin, but Stable Pixel can have a bunch of plugins for other platforms. So you can have like a Photoshop plugin and all of those things where necessary. So there's opportunity here to do a lot of things. I'm not thinking much about the financial implications of things. This is a cool project. I'll build it for free, open source it. Yeah, I'm good. Maybe there's a part of this where you can sell like some version of it, but also keep it free, which is the model that is actually encouraged in the challenge, which is more like, oh, everything is going to be free, but if you don't want to sweat the difficult bits and just like get up and running very fast, you can use the paid version. So probably that will happen. Right now, I don't really care. I'm enjoying this. I'm making it. I'm streaming it. That's all. If you feel like coding and you are able to and you want to do this, you can follow along with what I'm doing and do your own. I really don't mind. I'll give it. I don't care. Yeah, let's all build stuff. Build cool shit. But yeah. So the things I'm gonna be doing when I return. Let's see. Outstanding task for this stream. I feel like I'm exposing my whole life on Notion. My entire life is on my Notion. But it's cool. So what was I saying? Tasks for the stream. So the thing is, I'm looking to wrap up everything for this today, to be honest, because I want to enjoy my weekend a bit. Tomorrow I'm going out. I want to go to some bar and do some singing, which will be fun. Yeah, I don't even know if to call it a bar. It's more like a cafe. But yeah, I'm going there tomorrow. But for now, so I want to see if I can wrap up everything today. There's a number of things left. I need to create a landing page for this. So this is going to have like a landing page, design landing page. Very simple thing, obviously. I'm not going crazy with anything. The two things I want to do on the landing page is point to Figma plugin, so that those that want to use it can use it, and also show like a discover, like a gallery, show gallery basically, so that anybody can see like what people are doing with this, and then add a demo video, so anybody that stumbles on this can know exactly what it does. That's all I want to do on that front. But on the main product itself, on the Figma plugin side of things, let's just say build Figma plugin, which I have, but what things are left? So if we look at this, there's a bunch of things happening. First thing here is to fix this bug. Now we have this, if I click on this, accurately it goes onto the board. But if I click on copy, I end up clicking two things. It copies, but it also goes onto the board. So I need to fix this bug and prevent it from going onto the board. So fix bug, it's fix event propagation bug. It's called the event propagation. I'm trying to focus, but stable is too distracting. La la la. It's fair enough. Nice one. Stay bell. You know what? Let's leave it like that. Stable pixel. Who cares? Build Figma plugin. So fix event propagation on gallery card. That's something that needs to be fixed. Let's see what else. I think this whole gallery section works fine. There's not much to change here. One thing I would probably improve, will definitely improve, is white text on some light images is not visible like this. So I would add some gradient somewhere at the top. Add gradient to support brighter images and improve text visibility. What else do we want to do? We don't want to do anything else here. I think this section is fine. On the prompt side of things, I want to improve the UX of this. So right now, you come in, you type a prompt, and then you generate. It shows you the results. But it's not clear to you that you can regenerate, right? And I also want to see if there's provision for you to say, okay, I like what you've done with this one, but iterate on this particular one. Don't go on another tangent. This particular thing you've done, tweak it again. Let's see what you come up with. So there should be a way to say, hey, I like this one. Use this one to again in the next cycle. So I want to introduce that. But first of all, the UX of this pretty simple and smooth. So when you click on generate, it shows another here. I think I need to make that clear by either immediately scrolling down on success. I need to think about this a bit. So you click on, you put in your stuff, and then you generate. Does you just go down and say, hey, this is results? In fact, there's nothing saying results here, so I should probably AI generated spelling unstable. Yeah, doing it. Kill me. No, Allah, kill me. I'm here for the killing. It's not my fault. When the AI was distorting faces, it distorted my ability to spell too. So, but to be fair, this is not a bad name, right? It doesn't have to be stable. Like the name of the company can be stable pixel, plain unstable, like stable but stable. Nah, definitely not. But add gradients to support. So improve UX of results display. Okay, what else do we want to do here? This is pretty good. One thing, this may not happen on this stream, but one thing I would definitely do over time is add configuration options to results generation, to prompt input. So that's where you'll be able to choose like the degree of strictness and all that stuff I talked about earlier. But this is probably deferred, to be honest. What else can we do here? To be fair, I think we're good. Help. Should I introduce a help section? What will happen if you ask for help? I'm supposed to help you do what exactly? I can help you. Reach out on Twitter. So my Twitter is here. So if you really need help, I'll help you on Twitter. But I don't know what I'll help you do, like with crafting the prompts. Funny thing, I think I heard someone recently. I was in a space community somewhere, and they were talking about this. And it turns out that I think in China or Japan or one of the Asian countries, these things we call prompts, I think they're called recipes or something like that. There's some name that was shocking, like you would typically not expect. Was your recipes? But it makes sense too to some degree. But yeah, just one fact. Generate. So I want to also improve the regeneration UX. Like you should know that you can regenerate with the same prompt if you don't like what you see. Oh yeah, there's a bug. One of the bugs we have currently is that I actually configured this to generate 4 images, but it generates 1 per time. So I still want 4. So okay, let's just be clear on what's bugs and what's not, right? So another bug will be generates 4 images or 4 samples from prompt. Actually, speaking of configurability, we can probably add option for number of samples. Like, so you can specify how many samples you want to generate from this prompt. Sample score. Well, you can see something is going on here. Wow, we have a lot of things to do on the stream already. I think after this, we're good, to be honest, for like an initial thing. And then we'll just like make our submission for the challenge and then keep iterating, because to be fair, I don't this is not hinged on the outcome of like the challenge whatsoever. I've been building every week for a while now, and this is just another project like that. So if the challenge, if I win, cool. If I don't, awesome. We got to do this, and I'm still going to keep working on it to the degree possible. I'll keep it open too, like I said. So stream an open source code. You can check out on my bad code and drag me on Twitter or wherever you feel like doing it. Drag me in my DM preferably, about my bad code. But yeah, so I'm gonna stop here. I'm not closing the stream, don't get confused. I just want to head over, answer a call, get some water, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. I want to try, I want to play around with something too. I don't know how to do this, but there's supposed to be some way to do this from my end, to tell you, like to put a screen that says, hey, going on break. Well, I'm gonna get better at streaming, I promise. But for now, I still suck to some degree, and I'm not sure how to do this. Doop 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 doop. We'll be back. Oh yeah, I think I found it. Okay, I'll be back. Just give me a wow, like all my people are literally joining this like stream, which is interesting. I think I'll find out this week. I like, you're the last people I thought would be here. But welcome. Ali, how's it going? Welcome. I don't know how, I think you just joined, but yeah, I've been playing around. I'm just doing a stream, building a Figma plugin, playing around with generating images from prompts using stable diffusion. And I'm taking a break now, but I'll come back in 5 minutes to continue building it. I'm gonna turn off my cam for a bit. California dreaming. Okie dokie. Oh, I just figured I could play some music while I'm gone. Should be fun. Hola, hola. I'm back. What's the music like? Should I leave it on? Is it overpowering my voice? Is it like disturbing? What do you guys think? Or should I just reduce the volume a bit? Let me see if my camera is ready to start working or it's still overheating. Okay, awesome. My camera is back. Here we go. Yeah, I'm back. Please let me know if you can hear me about the music thing. I'll just drop it to what I think makes sense, but if it's disturbing, let me know. I can put it off altogether. But yeah, let's get back into it. So before I went on the break rather, we did like some breakdown on Notion to talk about like what needs to be done. I feel like I'll do this after the stream. There'll be an article where I would break down like all the things used and like anybody basically try to do a step-by-step thing such that anybody that needs to can get this off. Okay, I should reduce the volume a bit. Let me do that right there. Let me know what this is like. I think this is better. Okay, so Actually, I should show you guys what my inspiration is for full transparency. So I use a plugin called Unsplash. If you design on Figma, you probably have used it. I'm going to show you how Unsplash works, and I got some ideas from that. I did a bunch of research on like various plugins to figure out which I prefer. But I think Unsplash is the closest to what I have in mind. So Unsplash has a similar gallery type thing. Their gallery is cooler to some degree. Maybe I'm not trying to be cool right now. I'm just trying to build an MVP that works well. But I like the gallery. I like the irregularity with the image sizes and all that. I can do that. I just want to spend time right now. And then they have this section where things are grouped by section, by category. So you can choose like an image, like a random image from any of these categories. I thought about this and I'm not sure how exactly to do this because it means that I have to in some way catalog the generation. So how do you know what is an anime generation? I can pay some attention if I really want to. I can do it whether manually or automated, but there'll be some error to like some degree, but I think manually might be the way out, or just not do it altogether. I don't think it holds a lot of value in the current use case. You can search. I'm not sure you need to search for a use case. So yeah, this was one of like the things I looked at before going in. But yeah, let's get back to our own shit. Doop, 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 doop. Okay, so I already came up with a name, Stable Pixel. I haven't bought the domain, so let's do that first. And I won't be surprised if somebody buys the domain before me right now. That's fine. I don't even care. I'll use .fyi, the whatever. But I'm not going to buy it on screen anyway. I'm going to buy it off screen, so I don't share my credit card details and start paying for somebody's burger on the other side of the world. Yeah. Let me just switch to full cam mode, and yeah, I'll be back. In the meantime, yeah, thank you for joining the stream. If you have any questions, anything specifically you want to know or see about what I'm doing, let me know. I'm here to answer questions. Um, let me just quickly buy the domain, and then we'll move on, and we'll continue with what we're doing. I'm amazed by this, but amazing, man. I didn't even think the domain I wanted would be available. StablePixel.ai is not available anyway. So I'm gonna have to go some other route. Maybe the SO. Doop 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 doop. Yeah. I'm going to do more of this stream. So while I'm at it, let me talk more about what I'm doing and why. I put out a tweet yesterday. Anyway, so I was having a conversation yesterday and just talking to someone about how I realized that many of the things I eventually decide to devote my time to are things that are counterintuitive to my natural momentum or position in life. It's like I like it hard. And yeah, anybody that really knows me will know that I tend to do this. Like, you can put two parts before me and I watch everybody take the easy one, and I'll just say, oh, I'm going the hard way for no reason. Like, just like, because yeah, I just like to do it the hard way and everybody's going the other way. That's just why. There's no like magical explanation. So I was thinking about it. I'm like, hey, I dropped out of school. I did that. Stressed my life, but I made it work, thankfully, thank God. And then I'm like, okay, after that, I started YouTube. I'm an engineer, but I decided I'm not going to do engineering stuff, and I decided to go the other route and just learn filmmaking to the degree I learned it, like, and just like do other things that are way out of my comfort zone. And it was fun and I love it, but like still, there's a component of me that is like, at my core, I'm still an engineer. I like to make things, and that was unsatisfied. And then even on social media and with things I do, I'm branding myself as a creator and doing lots of things outside of engineering. But I realized I was just looking at my following. I'm like, most of the people that still follow me are still engineers. It's like I just sit down and tell myself that I want my diverse personality to come forth in everything I do, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe I should just do more of like the stuff that people know me for and come to me for, and I can explore my diversity by myself. I have my guitar behind me. I'll play it when I'm ready. I'll do every other thing, make videos when I want, but like at my core, I can still explore the thing that people are familiar with. So in line with that, I'm sticking with like the momentum of building this thing. I've been doing it since, but I've not been streaming every time. Sometimes I just build and tweet. But I think I want to consistently do this, where every weekend I will build a new project and I will do it live, and we'll be increasing like the difficulty of those projects. Like, it's not going to be basic, simple things. Sometimes we're going to go way out of our way to challenge ourselves and hopefully do something magical. Sometimes we're going to build failed ideas. But my whole thing is like, I want to do all of it publicly and document it, not just on the engineering side, because even for people trying to build things, like there's a lot of things that has to go into that, like thinking of how to, like, what your MVP should be, even coming up with a design for it, thinking of how to, even like, I want to say how to product, but like that's not the right word. Like, you don't just come up with stuff and build it also. So there's some level of work that has to go into validation, understanding what you're building, why you're building it, who would use it, talking to people that like are potential customers. I think that's something I've gotten good at over time through trial and error. I know exactly how to find the people that will use stuff, and I know exactly how to validate most ideas I come up with. So I want to share more of those things on this stream, and talk about like everything from, what I'm thinking, how I'm thinking about it, what I'm doing, what has worked, what has failed, and hopefully you can see, how to do this if you are interested in this sort of thing. Okay, So back to the stream. I'm gonna share my screen. I already bought the domain stablepixel.com. So awesome, we're on track. I'm gonna close that since we already own that and get back to building. Let's see. I'm not very used to. Okay, so we've done this. I'm not very used to coding and talking, but we're gonna do it today. I'm going to try to explain what I'm doing where possible, and then where there's nothing to explain, I'm just gonna write code. So we're gonna do a bug fix. We want to fix event propagation of the card. So I know exactly where to do that. So right now on my code base, I have like a component that handles that, the copy to clipboard component. So this is basically the component I'm using for this, and you can see here on copy I'm doing handle copy. What I'm going to try to do is right here catch the event and do event that prevents propagation. I think it's stop propagation. Just give me a second, I'll confirm that, but I think it's stop propagation. Yeah, I think I'm right. Yeah. The stop propagation method of the event interface prevents further propagation of the current event in the capturing and bubbling phases. Yeah. So the idea is typically, let's say when you have an element like, let's say, a div that encloses another div, and you place an on click on both divs, typically you in your head you're probably hoping that when you click the smaller one it stays there, but when you click the other one it stays there. But what's really happening is that they're nested. So there's some propagation that happens where when you click on, because once you click on the bigger one, you're effectively clicking on, rather when you click on the smaller one, you're effectively also clicking on the bigger one. Because, okay, this might sound, this is hard for me to talk, but I can draw. So let's use Escalate Draw to make this make sense. It's a fun tool for explaining stuff. So you have one div, and then you have another div inside, right? Doop, 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 doop. There's probably some more to this. Okay, this should be one. And I'm not going to dive into the details of how events work to explain that, but like surface level is this. Now there's a small div and there's a bigger one. When you want to click on the smaller one, you come in here and click on this, right? Technically, because you had to come into the smaller one is nested in the big one, you're technically also clicking the big one because the big one encloses it. So what we're trying to do is say, when I click on div2, stop the propagation of events to the outer layer, so that only this whatever I say should happen for div2 happens, and not like whatever I've bound to the outer div, right? So that's what stop propagation does. That said, let's see if what I just did worked. It might not have. So the expected behavior we're hoping is that when I click on this, it should not show up on Figma, but it still does. So we need to figure out what I just did wrong. Doop, 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 doop. 1 second. So the event is there clearly. It stops propagation here. Stop immediate propagation, prevent default. Let's see what prevent default. You want to stop those behaviors. Prevent default. I think it's prevent default. It also does not prevent immediate propagation into an order. Oh, stop immediate propagation. Let's see. This happening against this guy's coming out. think it's the outer one. On this guy. Don't propagate to the outer guy. If I'm not mistaken, once I'm already over this, it's already there. Oh, I think I have an easy solution for this actually, because currently what I'm doing is that we don't even need to go this whole propagation route, because currently what I have is like the whole on click is bound on the entire card, whereas it should really be on the image and nothing else. So I can tweak that easily by going into what my gallery is it. So what am I trying to do? I'm trying to prevent the on click from being on the entire card to being on the image. Please, if you notice anything disgusting I'm doing, let me know, because most of this is MVP type code. I don't obsess about quality when I'm building like this, but if there's something that could be disastrous, I definitely don't want to do that. Okay, so now let's try this again. Let me click delete all these images. Now I can click on copy and not have the image show up. That's good. But when I click on the actual image, it still shows up. So good. So I just need to do one more thing, which is remove this because I no longer need it. I also use the event, and let's see if we're good to go. Fantastic. So we're good. Let me see if it copies correctly. Paste. Yeah, the text is there. Photo of a happy child playing with Legos. Cool. One thing I need to do would be okay, this works. This works. Yeah, that's all basically. Maybe some sort of hover state on this would be good because it doesn't even tell when you're actually in focus of this. But I'm not going to obsess about that. We fixed our first bug. I'm gonna go back to. Let's continue. Oh yes, I remember. There's one other feature I wanted to do. So there's something I want to make it possible to do this. So let's see. Let's say I was already designing, right? I'd already built something, and I have a rectangle somewhere. I want to be able to select that rectangle and put that image in the specific rectangle rather than just put the image anywhere. So this is what I'm thinking, right? I have this. I want to be able to select this and then click on this and have it enter into that rectangle rather than go somewhere else. So we're going to look at that. So I already have the base logic of how that should work out in my head. I think the first thing we need to do is like check, is there any active selection on the board? And if there is, what kind of selection is it? Is it a selection where we can fill, like, that can be filled with the image? Because obviously we can't do this with a text. So if it's not a text, if it's a square, if it's a shape that can be filled, then we go ahead and fill it. I don't know what the code for that looks like, but I have clear stuff in my head. And if there's no selection, then you just post it as itself onto the board. So let me add that to my. Oh, that's one of it. So that's one. I'll add that. But there's another one I also thought of. Another one I thought of is, let's say I have some body of text within my image already, reading my board already, right? And I'm like, let me remove this. I'm here. I'm back. But let's say there was some text on my board that said winter. What did I do? I remember. Go back. Winter in the US. Let's say I was designing this. I want to also be able to click on this, right? So when I click on this and go to the prompt, I want to already have winter in the US here and be able to generate for that, because it's possible I want to generate like using like some text on my design as the prompt. So those are two things I think I want to do here. I want to be able to fill certain existing things on the board, but also take prompts from the design depending on when text is selected. So we're going to do that too. We're going to figure out how to do that. So let's update Notion. Feature fill selected nodes with image, and also pre-fill prompt using selected text. Okay, so let's move on. Now I want to add a gradient to support brighter images and improve text visibility. I'm gonna think about how I want to do that for a bit. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Sam just sent me UX suggestions. Let's see if we can make this better. Make more like this. Overlay is visible when using overcast. This can have an icon as well. But then the interaction after that is a bit tricky, not sure. Okay. Sam just sent me an idea. I think I like it. The idea is to put some kind of overlay at the bottom of the images on the gallery, so that no matter what the image type is, it will be visible. So we're going to try that. I think we can do that pretty well. I just need to figure out how I want to do that, because I have my copy icon here. I have to move the copy icon up and then move the text down. Okay, so let's do that. Let's see. Copy icon goes off first and first. So I go to clipboard. Copy icon is currently bottom. I have to make that top. Right. So that should take the copy icon to the top. Okay. Then we want to bring our text back down. So when I go to the gallery on the card itself, which I have here. By the way, if you're not familiar with this styling approach, I'm using a library called Stitches. I haven't seen many people use it, but I think it's the best I have used, the best CSS in JS library I have worked with. So if you want to check it out, go to stitches.dev. And I like it for a number of reasons, but my biggest reason is how it works for variants and tokenization. So I can compose a lot of components and different states for every component I create easily, without like lots of random class names stitching and all of the stuff we typically do. I love it. So this is another free plug. Try it out. But yeah, that's what I'm using, and that's what allows me to create components very minimally with just the style. So you just do this, style the div, and I already have this component, and that's what I'm using here. Great card. So we want to bring h6, which has class name of prompt. We want to bring the prompt back down to the bottom, so I can see my prompt is here, display none, but on hover it shows up. So on hover, let's bring it back down. We're doing top 0. We want to change that to bottom left. Sorry, I want to change that to bottom 0. And then we want to specify that it should be the width of the card. But we want to give it some background tint to. First of all, I'm just going to go with this, although I'm definitely not going with this because it's too dark. I want to add some opacity there, but let's see what this looks like. Shift command option command P, option command P. So when you go in, very good. I like this actually. Thank you very much, Sam. Thank you. I think this is good. The only thing I would change here is to make the background more like give it some opacity. So it's not just you can't see through me black. A number of things. Let's see. It's flex center currently. Justified content center. I don't think I want the content to be centered. Can stay left, right? And then I would prefer to have a transparent background. So let's go to I think I know what I need. I'm used to Googling stuff when I'm trying to show people stuff so that you get used to knowing how to Google. I want you to be able to find these answers by yourself. But easily, what I'm trying to do is do a transparent background. I'm going to do that with RGBA by adding like an opacity value at the end of 0 point something. But easily, what I would have done was transparent background, CSS, and I'll get my answer. That's like, yeah. I mean, this makes the entire thing up, gives the entire thing opacity. So this is probably not what you want to do, but let's get back to it. Distract myself. RGBA 000. I think 0 is black, and then so let's see. 255 is white, if I remember correctly. Yep. 0.5. Let's see what 0.5 looks like on bright images. Yeah, I could probably do 0.7 if I wanted to be a little darker, but I think this is perfect. It shows up well. Shows up well in my humble opinion. Thank you, Sam, for like the feedback there. Okay, so we got that out of the way. Fixed opacity. Now I want to improve the UX display of result. Improve the UX of result display. Okay, so let's look at this proper. Okay, first of all, let me switch this back to the norm for how it should work. I'm gonna go back. Where am I going? This is go back to the app and modify my to be prompt. Okay, so back to the prompt. Welcome to Stable Pixel, all of that stuff. It's cool. Enter this, and then we click on generate. Let's make that more contextual. Let's do generate samples. What else can we do here? So you enter stuff, you click on it. When you click on it, I want to automatically hide the do something like showing results for, and then the prompt showing results for something, and then the grid shows up, right? I think that makes sense. That's like a reasonable thing to do here. And then if you don't like it, you can click on the regenerate button, and that would regenerate using the same prompt. So what would regenerate do? Regenerate will use the same prompt, but what if I want to use a different prompt? I could just do I go back up? This change should regenerate if the prompt there is the same as this prompt, otherwise it will change, right? I think that makes sense. Let's try this. So it's weird having to do everything from my head right now, because typically I would want to design to give you a clear sense of what I'm doing, but right now you have to wait to see what I'm doing. But I'm gonna walk through it with my I'm gonna say what I'm trying to do to the best of my ability. So I'm thinking so when you enter something, you click on generate samples. Under here we have showing results for a certain prompt. Now as long as the prompt here is equal to the prompt for this result, right, then if the prompt here is equal to the prompt here, then I'm going to, what am I going to do? Yeah, then the button here would read regenerate samples, or regenerate, because in that case we're using the same thing. But if you modify that, then it will switch back to generate samples, because now you're trying a different thing. I think that's not terrible. Let's see what that looks like, to be fair. Do the crudest way possible. Let's go to aptX. We already have prompt results in here. I'm just gonna expand on this a bit, give it a section, like this. Once you give it a section, probably add a header and a H5 or 6. Let's say 6. And my haste it will read showing results for, and then a string and something will go in there. Now what I want to do is every time while storing the prompt results, so here I have something called generate images. The try catch does basically generate the images and then sets it to prompt. But now instead of setting and setting just data, I'm gonna also send the prompt. So I spread prompt data in and then send the prompt because I want to have that data there. Okay. To be fair, I probably don't want just the prompt. I want to know like everything that was used, but no, I'm not using that data in there yet. So let's say data, just the prompt. And so now prompt result would have a dot prompt, right? So let's get back to header and say we're showing results for prompt result dot prompt. Okay. And so once it says showing results for that guy, I'm going to put a break here just for stylistic purposes. What else do we want to do here? We want to, okay, yeah, so showing results for this guy and then the images are there. Next thing I want to do is pass this downward to the actual generation button such that when the prompt in there, yeah, I'm gonna open generate prompt. I think I had this in here. Prompt results. I can't specify the shape just yet, so let's go with any first. I'll fix it later. So what are we gonna do next? Now we have prompt result as part of our prompt. So I'm going to create a constant here that says is new prompt. This guy's already trying to do it for me, but let's see what are you doing? If the object is empty, p.prompt result, blah blah blah. I don't know what you're doing here, boy. I'm just going to do my own thing, and please thank you for helping me, but no. Okay, so what I want to do is check if it's a new prompt. How do I know if it's a new prompt? If the prompt result is the prompt within the prompt result is equal to the current prompt, then it's otherwise. So I'm just going to do is new prompt if prompt p.prompt result, if p.prompt result prompt. By the way, this is an optional because sometimes prompt results hasn't been set. Then this is a new prompt, and if it's a new prompt, let's do something in here. What's in this case is gonna, I think I probably also want to also clear the input. Do I want to do that? No, I don't want to clear the input because we might want to regenerate, so that makes sense. Let's leave it that way. Okay, so let's test this. Okay, my logic is off. If it's a new prompt, I'm saying you should show this. Okay, but it's a new prompt only if they are not equal, so this is off. Actually, instead of regenerate, generate more. I mean, you're regenerating. Whatever that is. So when you start say generate samples, what are we going to do first? We're going to enter some stuff like old man with gray hair eating slice of pizza. Well, showing results for old man with gray hair eating slice of pizza, and so yeah, we can regenerate more. I'm going to fix styling, no worries, but we can regenerate more, which I would go. Okay, let me put this on my board. Yeah, and regenerate more. Question: when you regenerate more, should you replace the old one, or should it just append to that list? What do you what are you thinking there? I don't know. So like, I just regenerated more, and now the old image is gone. I don't know why you guys eating this pizza like this, but this is disgusting. And I don't know why it's the same old man. This is actually very interesting. Let's try old black man. Yeah, okay, so it worked. It changed to generate to make like switch the prompt. But yeah, so question, the main, I think mainly I'm not sure if it's, do I want to append or do I want to replace? I need to think about that. Append is better. Yeah, I think so too. Append is better. That's a fresh black man. Looks like a wealthy one too. He's chilling. So I'm gonna explore append into the list. I think I prefer that too. That makes more sense, so that you can compare whatever you have also with what you've gotten and make a decision. Because then what if I want to go with what I've generated before? How do I? Well, to be fair, one could argue that you can go to the gallery and everything you've generated before is there, so you can still go back to them. But append is also a good idea for this. Actually, I just remembered something. So if you notice, this is the image we just generated, but it's in the middle. So right now, there's no form of ordering here. I think it makes sense to order this by timestamp. And you append to the, I think the regenerate more should be at the end of the list. Let's see. Append the list is better. Okay, I agree. I think regenerate more should be at the end of the list. Then when you append to the list, it shows continuation. But let me see what you mean. Okay, so before I fix that, I need to fix this because like it would make more sense for the latest stuff to show at the top, which means there's something to be done there to add order gallery items. I may not do this next, to be honest. Items by time created. Okay, so you said append to that list, yes. Regenerate more should be at the end of the list. Under, that makes sense. And then when you append to the list, it shows a continuation. Okay. I can see that. I can see that. My question will be, what happens? Okay, the prompt, this can stay there. This button would disappear, and then regenerate more will be down here. What happens to this form when you do that? So what we're saying is this, right? Show is the header, and then image is here. So you scroll down to the button, and under here regenerate more is there. And as you click regenerate more, it will add to this list. Like most stuff just keeps entering. What I'm thinking is now this, what happens to this form? Does it just stay like this? This button is here, and then we'll put another button down there, or does this button disappear for a bit while this input stays? So you can easily come back up and change the input, and then the button shows up, removing. Okay, regenerate more can stay, to be honest. What would that look like? Both buttons there. This is also a very mighty button, to be honest. What a fat button. Let me style the header while generate sample is input is a global search. Yes, it is. Yeah, you generate sample is for everything. Yeah, I guess you can start at the top then. That makes sense. So the section that is showing results for blah blah blah, and that button is for this section. Generate sample input is for the global search. Yes, it's for this global prompt. It's for this prompt. Okay, fixed at the top. Okay, that makes sense. True, that makes sense, Ali. So as long as the prompt is the same, then you can't click on generate samples. But then when you modify the prompt, you can click on it. But the button will be there, just be disabled. Yeah, I'll do that. I like that. Yeah. You see, it's a lot better to do this in public. I would not have come up with these answers this quickly. I probably have just moved on to the next task while I figure it out later. Okay, so let's style this properly. This is looking like a bush boy did it. So this is showing results for Greyback Man. I'm going to extract this later, to be fair. This should be its own component, but I'm not going to worry about it now. I'm going to make this section its own component, so I just have like one component rendering instead of doing some logic in here. But let's go with this. I think I like the weight is okay. Probably want to do a BR here. What's that look like? Okay, that's not bad. To be fair, I'm already doing like a container prompt, so it's this guy that really needs it. Okay, I just broke something. What did I break? I have my header, I have container. In container is the thing I just brought in. Is there anything off with my container? Not that I know of. It's just a div. Something just broke. I'm not sure what. Okay, so sharing results for baby and Susan and Ty, and then the results are down here. Then we add a button under here for regenerate more and keep this as what it was. So I think the only thing that really changes here is new prompts will just be used to set the disable state. Let's see. I like to do this in alphabetical order. I didn't even know you could retract messages. Where's your face, bro? Okay, but yeah, so it's disabled as expected. That works. Now we want to add regenerate samples at the bottom and then append regenerated samples to this list. So two things. First of all, we're checking like the current prompt must still be the old prompt before you append, but also regenerate samples. Yes, so the prompt must be like same prompt. So let's go back out to where the list is got rendered. The list is here called prompt results. This is the list at the moment. And so I guess we want to add a button here for regenerate. I want to think about this well. Actually, why is my header for... I'm such a terrible guy. Everything I did just now was trash. This shouldn't happen in here. This should happen like in the components, right? So let's get this out of here. Let's get this out of here. This is sad code. Sad programming. Let's get back into prompt results, and so put this here. Now this is great, and we have a header in here, and then let's do the props for this. So we have prompt result and it's still not fixed, and then this should be p.prompt result. What else comes in from here? Well, I think I called it data. I called it data before, so it's gonna be p.data, to be honest. Why am I not keeping names though? Let's keep this stuff consistent. I'm not sure why I switched to data. I like to be consistent, please. So I'm gonna go back to app and just do prompt results. Okay, so we're passing the prompt result in, but we also want to know if this is a new prompt, which I already wrote here, and I'm gonna bring it in here. Right, if p.prompt result of prompt is equal to the prompt value is in here, so I see. What am I doing? Oh no, that doesn't matter actually. Okay. Okay. This is what I had before pre the prompt. Is the alt? Was I passing the prompt already? I don't remember doing that, so that would be even. I was never doing that, to be honest. I don't think this alt exists. How to post to Figma needs a basis default image. That's a string. Okay. Cool. So we have the header in there and we're showing the prompt as expected. The next thing I want to do is bring in the button. And this time generate more samples, but I want to make it a smaller button, so I have provisions for that already. If I remember correctly, I can do small. Let's confirm that. So my button has variants, and the size variants are small, medium, large, and XL. So I can do small, but I also want to do a secondary button. Actually, let me see, I could probably make that my theme button. I can type something here and this changes. Cool. Make this my theme and see what it looks like. In the meantime, I'm gonna make this small, generate more samples, and then let's see what that looks like. Oh, it's inside the grid. I need to fix that. But yeah, generate more samples. Variants. Let's do secondary on that one. Alright, and then let's bring the header out. Here. And then let's capture this and start container. I still can hold us. You still can hold us. Barnabas, I don't know if you're still watching, but I can't read your message. It says message was redacted. Did you delete it or something? If you have something to say, please post. Don't feel anything. I want to interact with you all. This padding 3 here. Okay. So I'm padding 3 on the top, padding 3 around everything. And can basically fix the header with margin bottom of 2. I think 2 is fine. I'll need a lot there, maybe 1 probably. And so on the grid container, I don't want it padding around. I probably don't want it padding at all. Let's see. I'm gonna need to fix the height of that, but probably don't need this as well. Am I correct? Probably am. Button is supposed to be inside. Should the button be inside? No, button should be under the grid. Yeah. I don't like this button. I want an outline instead. Okay, but yeah, we got what we want. So you have this, and then it shows this. I think one of the things I would want to do here, to be fair, this is a good place to use my animate, but like we'll get back to that. But one of the things I want to do here is I lost my thought. Yeah, I retracted it. I thought I saw an error before. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Why is my small button so big? I want this button to be smaller. And what else? That's one thing. Well, I know why it's so big. It's so big because I set a mean height. I set a height on the button instead of working with the padding. I changed that somewhere. I remember doing that. Yeah, I used to have a max height here, and I changed that to height. So now small is smaller than it should. Okay, cool. So now this should fix that, but switch to outline. That works there. Is there anything else I'm missing here? I probably want to have some space between the button and the other guy. So let's go to prompt results and put a margin on the bottom. Yeah. Give me what you want, miss on the subject. Give me what you want. Okay. Let's see. So how this can generate samples. That's not huge, definitely not, but we'll take it. Okay, so now we can generate more samples. I think this is looking more reasonable. So yeah, I think something I'll probably want to do is let's see, what would be my way of doing that? Generate samples, and then when the results come, scroll the results section into view, because we have something at the top, and you should see that visible scroll. Yeah, I think I would want to do that. That's not a big deal, to be honest. That's for like later. Generate more samples. So I need to fix generate more samples now. So huge teddy bear on sidewalk. Let's see. Graphic novel, all of that works fine. Shows the grid. Next thing I work on is probably increasing the grid to give me more output. I'm not sure why it's giving me just one, but generate more samples. Let's pass that. So we have a button here. What I'm hoping to get is, I already have P to handle generate image. No, I'm in the wrong place. So that's much. But basically, this is what I want. So in prompt results, I want access to handle generate images, such that on click of this, handle generates more. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do. What's that for? So I'm saying use the prompt, send it back, use it there. All well and good. The most important thing, there's a prompt. You're saying if previous results. Okay, cool. So now we need to fix update handle images, but first of all we need to pass it down. So I'm going to go to the app. Yeah, we just need to give you this prop. There's a lot going on here, but it's all good. We get it. Let me separate things a bit more. It makes more sense to me visually. So the prompt section, the gallery section, the about section. Yeah. Let's put some space here too. Okay. So what did I want to do? So I have this. Yeah, I already passed this down, so it's generating it. Now I need to handle that case. So within handle generate images, we want to modify how we set the results. So there needs to be a check. If, what do we want to check? We want to check if the current result, right, the current prompt result dot prompt equals the prompt that came, which means in that case we want to append the result. Now the trick to append the result, wow, I was going to say a lot about it, and then this guy just did it. But what we'll have to do is to spread the previous one, but overwrite the model outputs, because that's where the actual data usually lies, and then like create a new array where you spread both in there. And yeah, this guy just did all of it, so I guess I'll have to explain it. I think it's pretty clear. If it's not, let me know. But so I'm basically checking if if what we're generating equals like the previous result. If it does, then you just need to append the result. Otherwise, you would want to entirely reset it. So let's do an else here. You're going to entirely replace it if that's not the case. So let me confirm that makes sense. That makes sense because I'm saying if the prompt result, previous result equals this, then you need to merge them. Otherwise, you need to move on. My only issue here would be, yeah, I think that makes sense to me. I don't know about you, but yeah. So I also want to pass each generating down because I need a loader state on the generation button. Should have called this loading, but I guess that works too. Let's bring this down for clarity's sake, and let's just line this up. Actually, because I want this to be, yeah, if I do this, because I'm using the same image generating prop, the two of them are probably going to start loading. Probably two of them will load. So I don't want the disabled button to be loading. So I probably can create a different flag for this. Is there a better way to do this? So I want to be able to control. Yeah, it's not really a better way. You need a different flag if you're going to manage that differently. I might just move around like things to make things make more sense structurally, but also maybe we should just call this, yeah, let's stick to fully explanatory names. That would be true. Okay, yeah. So I'll just undo that. Okay, I get it. I get what I'm gonna do. Yeah, it makes more sense now. In here, I need it's regenerating, not it's generating. And on this guy, I'm gonna put a loading of p that is regenerating. So I'm gonna handle that here. So the first check actually should be up here. So let's see. const if it's regenerating, one do one thing, otherwise do the other one, right? So I'm not a fan of writing this function twice, to be honest. Like this whole block of calling the API, that's rubbish. So what do we want to do? I don't like this either. I don't like that kind of code. It's the best way to write this. Well, let's make it work first, and then I will fix it. I don't like what I'm about to do. You'll probably hate it as much as I do. Boy. I fucking hate it with all my life. Let's see. This is really useless, because then I have to also do it here. I don't like it. I don't. Nah, I'm not doing this. Let's think about this. I have a function. I have this. I can make this a function that calls on its own. In both cases, have two separate blocks and generate images that call on the same block. Alright, so the try catch would be if it's regenerating, do things one way. Like why did I even say this before trying? Let's put this in the try. So we're saying if we're regenerating, I'll just do a set of things. I'll make this its own thing, to be honest, because this has nothing to do with anything, but it's happening in between, right? The problem is happening in between. So you can call away if it's not right, call the other one. Permanence, this is a response. So let me see. Fetch data. I always feel that I'm not living right. there's an edge case here that's not ideal, but I'm gonna ignore it for now. Probably will hardly happen. But the chances that you regenerate something and then go ahead and try and generate another thing. Except you're trying it. I mean, do you? But exactly, much better. But I want 4 at a time instead of 1. Yeah, I think this is a lot better because then I can now look at like all of them and decide like which one I want to go with. Makes way more sense to me. Interesting. That's crazy. Simply specifying symmetrical, beautiful face will make it more like likely to pay attention to not distorting the face. I personally feel like this face is still distorted, but maybe I'm not used to what Santa looks like. I don't know. What's with the jaw? The jaw quiet here? There's something going on there. Santa is looking like a woman just because I said symmetrical, beautiful face, and this face is not symmetrical or beautiful. It looks like 3 people's faces in one face. What is going on? Wow. Well, we can see the difference. It does pay more attention to like the facial quality, I just don't think this is symmetrical or beautiful just yet. Like there's a lot of things going on there. But it would fly for many cases. Let's see. I found out that if you add DSLR photography, it will get better photos of real people. Okay. Well, I guess there's some improvement to it. The quality of the face is more human. It feels very artificial here. Well, you tried. I don't consider any of these faces symmetrical or beautiful. I can see the distortion. Maybe slightly better, but I can still see the artificialness and distortion. It's a lot better, I guess, to some degree. What is this? To be fair, AI makes me cringe sometimes. Like with the photos it generates, it's like if you just smear one side of the face and leave the other side original. I'm like, are you practicing gory stuff? Anyway, UX improvements. I want to make this a wider button, and I want to add an icon in there to imply regenerate. So I'm gonna go to my icon library and see what is close, what can fit the bill. No radix. These are the components. Icons, radix UI. Cool. And all I responded much later. Okay, this guy works. Update, reload. Yeah, update works. Oh, my intelligence is not working, but okay. to distorted Elon's face. It was beautiful, symmetric, something. Actually, when showing this clear results, it stands out clear results. Wow, temperature is high again. I need to get a better camera. Definitely do. other gallery items by time created. Yeah, we can do that easily. Add config options to prompt input. Yeah, this may not happen today. I definitely want to do this too. I definitely want to work on those two today. So I want to be able to get prompt from a text, and I want to be able to fill items on the page. Generate 4 samples from prompt. I need to check that out. That's a bug. Other gallery items. Okay, let's go other gallery items. I think everything is working so far. We're generating more. Let me just change the lingo on that so it's not the same as what I'm seeing above. Fair enough. What else I want to do is gallery is fine. Not worrying about any of this. To be fair, this let's ignore that. Fix that later. Okay, so let's add the created stuff. That's simple. Go to my Next.js server. I just want to add something here. Created it. Actually, I should use Firebase time. I've forgotten how Firebase has a timestamp. Let me see. I'm trying to get I've done this before on one of my previous code bases, so I'd rather not spend my time on it. 1 second, I would. I think it's something like Firebase, a Firestore, a timestamp, something like that. Timestamp that now. So I can use. I want to make sure I'm using the server time now. My. You can't find the module. I have Firebase installed. Oh yeah, but I can't use Firebase on. Yeah, I did this. One sec. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. I think I've done this before, but I don't remember why. Yeah, I knew it was in caps. I was surprised why all the other ones. So it's the database, and then you do server value and all that stuff. begging. Oh yeah, because the others don't have a creator that. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna take a short break. Right about. Need to pee.